is required. However, maintenance costs, I think, as a chunk of the upfront costs are really low. I mean, and also compared to the income based on the amount of energy produced. So they're fairly small. But you know, they get lower financing also if they want to build conventional plants as well, I would assume. So it's all relative to the other type of the cost of comparable generation.
Well, it is, but with the coal-fired plant, our utilities are paying the same price that other utilities are paying. And with the coal-fired plant, a much bigger part of that, and especially with gas, a much bigger part of the cost overall of kilowatt hour is the fuel.
Exactly.
So we get a big advantage on the infrastructure part, on the capital part. Then that's
essentially with renewable energy, it's like you're buying all the fuel up front at once.
Right.
And that's where the issue is really in the finance part. So innovative financing is really a big area of development right now, and critical, really. Especially right now that the credit markets have tightened up significantly. So you've seen a big drop in wind development. Not as much in solar, well, in large solar, but small scale solar not quite as much. But you know, really large scale finance of huge wind projects has plummeted. So I think that's starting to recover somewhat. But yes.
I'm finding it hard to keep up with information because things are changing so quickly. I'm just wondering what your advice would be for a general reader who wants to keep up with developments at the state level, local level.
Well, do you have 40 hours a week or 60 hours a week to spend reading?
No, that's perfect.
Well, I think it is challenging because I cover a lot of, you know, if I just focused on solar, there would still be too much, or just wind, but I do wind, solar, geothermal, climate change, everything. So I think that really trying to keep, there are some places you can go to our website.
Okay.
We have a fairly good website. We write articles all the time for policymakers and just general. We write it in the term. We understand that policymakers come from all walks of life. Some might be engineers, some might be doctors, lawyers, some might be farmers, teachers, and a lot of the information is very technical and hard to understand. So when we create publications, we really write it in a way that the layperson can understand, but not lose the information, which is kind of an art and a balancing act. But you're welcome to, a lot of the information on our site is free and open to the public. We do have a legislative database, which includes all legislation that's been introduced, and it's updated I think bi-weekly. And so all renewable energy legislation is tracked, and climate legislation, green jobs legislation, all types of energy legislation, in fact, and that is open to the public. So you can go there and see what's been introduced, what's passed. It's fairly easy to search, and I think it's a pretty valuable resource. And then, as I said, we post publications every once in a while, looking at what states are doing and some case studies and that sort of thing. And there's also a lot of, we post our presentations up there for our meetings as well. We have a lot of educational meetings and places where policymakers can come and share and exchange ideas and learn from experts. So we do post those as well on our website. Obviously EPA and DOE, well DOE I would say has some good kind of background information. It might not be specific to state activity, but they actually track state activity as well. And the North Carolina Solar Center as well, which is Desire, D-S-I-R-E. Yeah, you've probably down there as well. But that's more scattershot. You know, it's kind of got to know what you're looking for. You can look at your state, look at different states, and see by state what types of policies they have. So, yes.
It also has an email list so you can sign up for it.
Yeah, so we'll send you some updates on recent activities.
The design. The design.
Yeah.
And their information is all enacted statutes And also they cover community, well, city and regional efforts, while we just cover state legislation. But the information we have tracks introduced legislation as well. So we're tracking introduced and enacted legislation.
Okay, that's enough stuff.
So, anything else? Well, thanks. I appreciate it, and feel free to ask me any questions, or if you need any more information. We are definitely serve state policymakers, and that's our #1 audience. But we're also happy to help others out as well, since really the goal is to get information out that is accurate and unbiased and can help in the policymaking process. So, thanks.